There's a great new feature that's just been added in Google Sheets, and it's called the Explore button. If you look in the lower right hand corner of my screen here, you'll see that it says Explore. And if I click on this, it brings out a window to the right side, and it shows all of my data in graphed form over to the right side, and it's taking that data from the left. So what it's doing a real-time analyzation of the data that's included in my sheet. Now, if there's some specific data that I want to have analyzed or looked at, maybe for example, just for a certain month of closing dates of this Google stock, I can go ahead and select all of that data that I want to look at. We'll say from June 4th to June 30th. Notice to the right, it immediately updates all that information in terms of sum, the average, so I can see average stock price here was 532, the minimum was 520, the max was 540 during that month. And then it took a total of 19 different cells. And then down below, I can see all the different analyzation of data that I've selected just in this one column in real time, right now for this one row. And I didn't have to click on Insert Chart to see it. And if I scroll down within this box, you'll notice it gives me a couple of different options in terms of those charts and looking at that different information in a couple of different ways. The other nice piece is I can look at this data and say, you know what? That's valuable. I need to take care of this. I can go ahead and click on Insert Chart, and it will immediately take that chart from the right side of the screen and put it into the left side of my screen. Now I can either move it to where I want to, or I can click under the little menu and I can actually put this to its own sheet. Now it's on its own sheet, and now I can see the dramatic increase and decrease of this stock for that time period just with a click of a button. Now if I just go back out to my other tab, it also gives me the ability of clicking on multiple rows as well as specific rows. So now that I've got that one cell set created, I can click on another row. Let's look at what the averages were for the open. If I go to the right, click on Explore, once again it will do that open data, and it's doing a sum in the average. So it averaged at 533 as an opening. The minimum was 525, and then the high was 540. And you'll see once again it's updated that chart information in real time right here. And if I scroll down, I can see I've got that same information in a different type of chart. Now I could also take information such as maybe open and adjusted close, and I'll take those two columns there because those are pretty important in terms of how the stock opens and when the closing is. You'll notice to the right side here it's added that additional row is a different color, so I can see here in red, and you'll see in my chart itself inside my screen here for the adjusted close will be in red, and in blue will be my open, and that's what's highlighting here to the left side of my screen. And if I scroll down, I can see a scatter chart here with that information. Go down a little bit more, there is a chart for the bars, and then on down, and you can see how it's analyzing that different data. So a great new feature within Google Sheets themselves is the Explore button. Now another brand new feature in charts, and I'm going to give you a twofer here so you can get 2 bits of new information, is that you now have the ability of applying text formatting to only some characters within a cell. So for example, I'm just going to write some different cell and material here. We'll just scroll that open. Let's go ahead and select all of this material. Let's make it a little bit bigger so that you can see it, and maybe a little bit larger there. But what I can do is I can actually take a simple word, and then I can go ahead and use the bold. I can go ahead and take something else, and I can do italicized. I can take something else, and I can even use the strike through. So before, when you used to have to select a cell, it would select all the material in that cell or nothing, and you wouldn't be able to signify which part of a cell you wanted to have as being bold or not. Now you can apply multiple text formatting to only some of those characters within a cell. So a couple of great new updates to your Google Sheets application within your Google Drive.